Hey everybody, Omar here, your knife of the party guy, and I am back with my most important video underneath this towel, or this South African cloth, have you, are my top 3 South African customs that I own throughout the entire 39 that I have in my knife case. These are the 3 best knives in the small, medium, and large category. This is it. These 3 knives underneath this towel. I'm going to go ahead and pull it back, and we'll go ahead and get started. So let's take a look at them. So here we have the large knife, the medium knife, and the small knife category represented here. And I'm just going to go through all 3 and explain why they're my favorites. Now, the first one is quite difficult for me to pin down. It took me a while to pin down as my favorite. I was having difficulty trying to choose between this knife and this one. They were so neck and neck because I love them both. I really should just add this one alongside this. But in reality, when I thought about it some more, I realized as much as I love this knife, I've had this one longer, I've carried it longer, and this one was made for me. And you've got the fact that there's 2 people working on this one as well. We've got Marquette doing the bolster work while Andre Thorburn does everything else. And what makes this my favorite is the fact that it has Marquette's, his wife Marquette's work on the knife. And it stands out so much that it equals what Andre Thorburn does on the knife as a whole. I mean, she just does the bolster work, right? But Andre is the one that's responsible for creating the entire knife. So creating the entire knife versus this incredible, intricate work that's done on the bolster, yeah, I would say that's an equal 50-50. As far as the amount of hours that it takes to both of them to put this knife together and create such a wonderful artwork. For that reason alone, it is my #1 large knife in my collection. And the fact that 2 people work on it, because it is absolutely fantastic. Look at the detail work on that eagle. You're not going to see that anywhere else other than with the artist Marquette. She's just an amazing, amazing artist, and I can't stress that enough. I've always said, and I still say this now, Andre Thorburn's stamp on the front of the knife is fantastic, but I would have loved to have seen Marquette's stamp on the back of the knife here, because it's just, that's how much she contributes to his work. I think she needs to be recognized somewhere else on the knife as well, but that's up to Andre to do that. I just think she's just an amazing artist in her own right, because this engraving that she does, if she wasn't doing it for her husband, she would probably be doing top-notch work somewhere else, or at least on her own. So we've got an M390 blade. We've got the white Westinghouse micarta handles. We've got a G10 backspacer. I wish it was carbon fiber, but it's G10. We've got the incredible file work that Andre Thorburn does on the knife. It's just an overall beautiful, beautiful piece. For that reason alone, it's my #1 large knife in my collection. Moving on, we're going to take a look at the Trevor Burger Lex K. This is just a stunning artwork all around. The only thing missing on it is that it's not a full dress piece. The blade is not Damascus. It's M390, which is fine. The combination of the purple Damascus mixed in there with the black marble carbon fiber backspacer. Marble carbon fiber handles just looks absolutely amazing. And then, of course, you've got the stunning blue Damascus pocket clip. And to top it all off, the full backspacer on that. That is just speechless to look at. It's just incredible. Yeah, Trevor Burger really makes some really beautiful knives. The action on this couldn't be any better. It's just incredible. It's an incredible piece. and I've only carried it twice since I've had it, so I don't want to scratch it. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, this is definitely going to be like a Safe Queen. It's a one-of-a-kind handmade piece. And just really, really beautiful. I bought it from my buddy James Moore on Instagram. You can check him out at President Merklin Muffley if you want to check him out. You see some of the knives he's got. He's got a wild knife, eclectic knife collection, unlike mine. It's just all South African, because that's what turns me on. That's what this collection's about. And that's the route that I decided to go when I decided to pick up this hobby, was to go with South Africa, because their use of the materials is just so much more inventive than what I've seen with other knife makers or other countries, I think, at least in my opinion. They just use a plethora of materials, and they know how to put it together on a knife, that it is just always a stunning work of art each time they have a combination put on a knife. So for my final small knife category as my top number one small knife, again, number one large knife in my collection, number one medium knife in my collection, and the number one small knife in my collection. This one is made by Des Horn. Like I said earlier, it wouldn't have been fair. I mean, I could have done that, taken this out and made this one my top one, but I mean, as much as I love this knife, I'm still getting used to having it and looking at it and marveling at it. It can't take the place of this one. This one's still always going to be number one in my collection, just because Andre Thorburn made it for me, and he made it for me in like 5 weeks. That's another reason why. I've never had a knife made for me quite so quickly before. But continuing on, yeah, I mean, as you can see, these are both similar knives. It's the large ball release. This is the small ball release. It would have looked kind of weird to have two Des Horn knives as my top number one also. I didn't think that was fair, but Des Horn definitely had to make this list as one of the tops in my collection, so I chose this one as my final small knife. We've got a Damascus blade. This is a full dress piece also. So you've got the small Damascus blade, which is a Swedish Damascus steel, really beautiful looking with these wave patterns on it. You've got the ball release. You've got this interesting metal. I don't know the name of this metal. I haven't asked Des Horn what that metal is. I really should ask him. And then, of course, the combination with the black carbon fiber on the knife just makes it look really beautiful and shimmering with that 2K gloss on top of it. Another reason is the intricate engraving done on the screws. You don't see that too often from anyone else. This one's the only one that does his own engraving on his knives, and he's not even an engraver. How cool is that? The intricate file work all around the knife. And when I mean intricate, look how tiny that is. That's all done by hand. And again, we've got a Damascus backspacer on there. You can't really see it too well. But yeah, that rounds it out and makes it a full dress piece. It's just a beautiful work of art. So there you have it. My small, my medium, and my large top three. Not a very long video, but then again, I only have 3 knives to show you in each category. But I'm kind of glad I did this video, because I really wanted to do that. I've never done like a top anything, so I finally thought I would go ahead as a collector and show you my favorites of my favorites. And it's these 3 that are my favorites of my favorites in each of the categories that I presented here on this video. Each knife maker to me has represented something unique as an offering for a knife, and they are well deserved in accolades 10 times over. The fact that they're so dedicated to create works of art like this for all of us to enjoy. Yes, we spent a ton of money on these knives, but it's worth it. I mean, all 3 knives on this table are all one-of-a-kind knives. You will never see another one like it ever again. Probably. I'm going to have to say probably. I always say that because, yeah, while I believe the knife maker, you never know. They may recreate this again, but it's difficult to say. But, yeah, they do make knives one of a kind. They make them once and you'll never see them again in this combination or in this order. So that is it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed these 3 videos that I made for you in this series. I've got a new knife coming next week by John Arnold called the Mufata Blade, and that is a Mufata knife, and that means fat man. Mufata means fat man in South African, and you will see why it's called the Mufata when I show it to you, hopefully within the week. It's coming in from South Africa, made by John Arnold. I can't wait to get that one. It's just going to be another stunning work of art by one of my favorite knife makers. So that is it for this evening. This is Omar, your Knife of the Party guy, signing off, hoping you'll find one of these wonderful works of art in your collection someday. I'll talk with you guys soon, and we'll be doing more videos. So thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a wonderful and fantastic Saturday evening.